Summer Wars is the most recent theatrical outing by Mamoru Hosoda, director of the critically acclaimed film The Girl Who Leapt Through Time. The film's premise centers around a world where all of life's daily activities, from social interaction, to shopping, to taxes, and even big business, are done through a single virtual community known as Oz. That can be accessed from anywhere, including computers, cell phones, TVs, and even a Nintendo DS. The story focuses on a young high school mathlete named Kenji Koizo, who works as a part-time admin for Oz, who's hired by a fellow classmate named Natsuki to help set up the celebration for her great-grandmother's 90th birthday. Kenji, seeing this as his only shot at spending time with a member of the opposite gender, eagerly accepts and accompanies her to Ueda. There, he's introduced to Natsuki's extended family, the Jinouchi clan. And of course, being a socially inept nerd, he's thrown completely out of his comfort zone and wishes he had just stayed at home. His first night there, he sent a text message with a long numerical code. Assuming it's a math problem, he solves it and replies with the answer. The next morning, he awakes to find his Oz account has been stolen, that Oz itself has been hacked, and that he is now wanted for cyber terrorism. As more time goes by, more accounts are stolen, and havoc is wreaked across Japan. Kenji must now prove his innocence to the Jinouchi clan, and with their help, take down the one responsible for the online chaos to clear his good name. Summer Wars is exactly what its title suggests. It's a big blockbuster summer flick. But unlike the shallow, tritely written, CG-filled explosion fest that we usually get, this movie is actually good. Hosoda set out from the beginning to make a film that would appeal to a wide audience, something that was fun and adventurous for the whole family, that was guaranteed to be a big hit at the summer box office. And that's exactly what he made, but there's so much more to this movie than that. Summer Wars is a truly amazing film, and is far above the standards of your typical summer movie. Though the film has a heavy focus on online social networking for its story, the movie's real theme is family. The near 2-hour running time is used perfectly, making sure that each member of Natsuki's family is a fleshed out, well-rounded character that feels like a real person, but not spending so much time on them that it drags down the story and becomes a bore. Now, this isn't to say that Summer Wars is perfect. Though its characters are amazing, the story is lacking creativity. The plot can be summed up as, what if Facebook were Tron? With a dash of war games thrown in. And falls into that genre that I like to call, that's not how the internet works, god damn it. Also, the film definitely uses elements from several sources, with the third act borrowing heavily from one of Hosoda's early works. The second Digimon movie are war games. It's this lack of creativity that is this film's only noticeable fault, and it's one that I can easily overlook. What it lacks in creativity, it makes up for with its near flawless execution. The pacing is brisk, making sure that not a single minute of the viewer's time is wasted. Every scene, from character development to exposition to action sequences, feels just long enough to accomplish what it needs to. As for the visuals, the character designs by Yoshiyuki Sadamoto are a bit minimalist, lacking the detailed line work and shading one would expect from a Madhouse production. Though simplicity isn't necessarily a bad thing. It gives the film a very clean, simple look, and the aesthetic is pleasing, and is only made more visually appealing by Studio Madhouse's superb animation team. The animation is smooth and fluid, and the animators pay great attention to detail. From the way people move to how their clothing folds, it just adds another layer of realism to the characters. But that's just the real world. Oz is a whole nother story. Once again, minimalism plays a big part in the art direction, with Oz's aesthetic borrowing heavily from the works of contemporary artist Takashi Murakami. Oz has a very clean and a very simple look to it, mostly consisting of empty white space accented with vibrant colors. Anyone familiar with Hosoda's early work will instantly notice similarities Oz has compared to Digimon's Virtual World and The Girl Who Leapt Through Time's time travel sequences. The Oz avatars mostly consist of cute critters with a few exceptions. The avatars are bright and colorful, and like everything in this virtual world is a stark contrast to their real-world counterparts. Oz is also where all the film's action sequences take place, and where Studio Madhouse's animators really let loose, treating the viewer to over-the-top fights and some of the most amazing eye candy you'll see in an animated film. As for the audio, the score is used sparsely in this film, with most scenes having nothing but ambience in the background. Scenes that do have background music mostly consist of montages of the family, which get a light bouncy tune. Soft flutes and pianos are used for the more tender emotional moments, and faster-paced electronic and orchestral beats for the fight scenes. Though the soundtrack isn't exactly something you'd find yourself rocking out to on your way to work, it's tailor-made for this movie and is a perfect fit. I would like to take a moment to talk about the characters, but there's just too many of them to fit in this review. Almost every character is extremely well written, and I just couldn't do them all justice. In fact, it was the inclusion of these characters that the recently married Hosoda insisted on having that caused the film's longer than average production time of 3 years. As for the release itself, the Blu-ray sports a native 1080p render that's simply beautiful, and puts the Brotherhood render that I so lovingly praised to shame. Though I guess it's not very fair to compare those two, considering one's a TV series and the other is a big budget theatrical release. Either way, it's still one of the prettiest things I've seen on Blu-ray, and this is the kind of production that this format was made for. As for the audio, both tracks are presented in Dolby True HD 5.1 surround sound, and are of equal quality. Both versions are well cast and the actors fill their roles nicely. I don't speak Japanese, so I can't really comment too much on the Japanese dub, since I don't know enough about the language to know what constitutes a bad or good performance. If it's any consolation, it sounded good to me. As far as the English dub goes, this is easily one of Funimation's finest dubs. Funny's dub team recognized it had something special and gave it the loving treatment that it deserved. Every actor turns out a fantastic performance that nails the personality of their character to a T. The English script is also very faithful to the original Japanese one and is the kind of translation one would expect from Funimation. As to which one I recommend, you really can't go wrong with either one, so this one's just a matter of personal preference. Funimation was also kind enough to toss in some standard definition Japanese special features, including interviews with the director and cast, TV spots, and trailers. I found the interviews to be kinda boring, with the exception of Hosoda's. Though it's far from riveting, it's definitely more interesting than listening to the cast members. But I'm sure there are some people out there who would get far more enjoyment out of these interviews than I did, and it's better than not having them at all. As for the Japanese trailers, well, they're trailers. In Japanese. Overall, is Summer Wars worth your buck? Yes, without a doubt. Its deep characters combined with its amazing visuals, its smooth pacing, fitting soundtrack, and intense action sequences makes this one of the best anime films I've ever seen, and it's probably the best film of Hosoda's career. Though the premise may not be that original, the story is still told in a fresh and interesting way, having Oz take the back seat and focusing more on the family elements. And though some may find it a bit predictable, the third act still has enough twists and turns to keep you on the edge of your seat. So yeah, Summer Wars is pretty fucking amazing. Go watch it. Why are you still watching this video? No, don't click more videos, I don't care. Go watch Summer Wars. It's better than anything else I'm gonna make. Unless you've already seen Summer Wars, then yeah, watch my videos, like all of them. Go.